land where farewells fall like snow. I was born with silence stitched into my shadow. They built a crown from solitude and told me warmth was just the echo of a wound. Every name I've forgotten still breathes in my hands. All that I touch turns to whispers and dust, but I cradle the cold like a promise of trust. They call it an end, I call it begin. A butterfly lands and the wilt starts to spin. Let go, let go. Even in snow, flowers know how to win. Bloom again, bloom again. These gloves just soften how farewells feel. I don't touch to hold, I touched to heal. Heal their sorrow. Stay real still. Eyes averted, every glance a prayer. They bowed to the mosque, never dared to stare. I watched from a tower made of breathless dreams, where knights bled valor and saints split at the seams. Each name I learned with a dying gasp, carved statues of memory before they passed. They gave me distance as if it was grace, but when they died I could see their face. Snowball laughter lost in freeze frame. Joy fell heavy, ripe fruit with no name. I held their lives in ice that won't thaw. I'm not cruel, just what fate saw. All that I touch turns to whispers and dust, but I cradle the cold like a promise of trust. They call it an end, I call it begin. A butterfly lands and the wilt starts to spin. Even in snow, flowers know how to bloom again, bloom again. These gloves just soften how farewells feel. I don't touch to hold, I touched to heal. Heal their pain. Stay real still. Their threaded warmth into broken toys, a lullaby stitched for a child's last joys. Letters to ghosts with ink from tears, poems that dare to resurrect their years. Hope wears gloves 'cause my hands betray. They crown peace but take breath away. Every farewell I dressed in rhyme, so even parting could feel like time. I touched no one but carried them all. In the glow of a hearth I was scared to call. The sun in exile still scorched my skin, but I opened the curtains and let it in. All that I touch turns to whispers and dust, but I cradle the cold like a promise of trust. They call it an end, I call it begin. A butterfly lands and the wheel starts to spin. Go, let go. Even in snow, flowers know how to bloom again. These gloves just soften how farewells feel. I don't touch to hold, I touch to heal. Their suffering, stay real borrowed from death. My mirror self tended gardens in sleep, turning scars into soil memories I keep. A god once wept in a bath of flame, told me your warmth is why you remain. I sowed names like seeds in the monument grove, watered by elegy, blossomed by love. The puppet, the prince, the sage, the flame, each one vanished still, whispering my name. Even the titan, her mercy unspoken, gave me life with her soul as the token. Now I walk through the realm past return, hands still cold but beginning to burn. All that I touch